You want to sell books on Amazon KDP. You've watched the tutorials, you understand the basic process, but here's what nobody tells you. 90% of books on Amazon earn less than $500 in their lifetime. Not because they're poorly written, not because the covers are bad, but because their authors don't understand the fundamental principles that determine whether a book sells or dies. I'm Karla Marie. I've been in the publishing business for over a decade, helped thousands of students generate income streams through Amazon KDP, and built a multiple six-figure publishing business starting at the age of 37 as a broke yoga teacher with a toddler. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how Amazon decides which books succeed and which ones disappear, and the mindset shift that will make all the difference in your book sales. Amazon KDP isn't just a publishing platform. It is a massive marketplace with over 12 million books where readers go to find their next read. Fiction books, especially romance, dominate this marketplace. When I started publishing in 2013, I began with nonfiction. I was generating some income, but when I switched to publishing fiction in 2014, that's when my sales really took off. Fiction, especially romance, has built-in marketing advantages that nonfiction simply doesn't have. Romance readers read multiple books per month. They're voracious. They're looking for their next book before they've even finished their current one. But here's where most beginners go wrong. After working with thousands of students, I've identified why books fail. They focus on writing instead of market demand. Even with AI, you still have to know what to make the book about so that it will sell. The most beautifully written book that nobody wants to read earns nothing. Meanwhile, a decent book that gives readers exactly what they crave, it can generate income for years. They publish books in the wrong order. Your first book should be your lead magnet, a free book you give away to build your email list. Why? Because when you publish a book on Amazon with zero audience, nobody knows it exists. It's like opening a store in the middle of nowhere with no advertising. A lead magnet solves this by attracting readers who are interested in your type of story. You give them a free book, they join your email list, and now when you publish your paid books, you have people who are already excited to buy them. Many beginners make the mistake of publishing their best book first and then wonder why nobody knows it exists. To make sales, you need to establish an audience first, and the lead magnet is one of the best ways to do that. They publish and pray. Publishing your book does not equal selling your book. Most authors think their job ends when they hit publish. That's actually when the real work begins. Amazon has over 12 million books. Why would they promote yours if you're not willing to promote it yourself? They treat this like a hobby instead of a business. Success in publishing is not about tactics, it's about mindset. Amateur publishers write when inspired, but professional publishers operate on schedules. They think in series, not single books. They plan launches 30 days out, not when they feel ready. They optimize for the wrong metrics. Most beginners obsess over star ratings and perfect grammar. Meanwhile, successful publishers focus on click-through rates, conversion rates, and read through to the next book. A 4.3-star book that converts readers into buyers of the entire series will outperform a 5-star book that nobody discovers. They underestimate the marketing timeline. Publishing is actually only 10% of the work. The other 90% is marketing. One student in our program generated $1,200 profit in her first few months, but she followed our process exactly. Built an email list, booked newsletter swaps, planned her launch, and released monthly. All these problems stem from one fundamental misunderstanding about what this business actually is. Section 2, successful publishers think sales first. Here's the shift that separates successful publishers from everyone else. Stop thinking like a writer and start thinking like a marketer. I call this the sales first mindset. Many beginners approach Amazon KDP asking, what do I want to write? But successful publishers ask, what do readers in profitable niches want to read? Most people think, how do I make my book perfect? But successful publishers understand that Amazon is a discovery engine that shows readers what they want to read. And if your book doesn't match what readers in your niche are actively searching for, Amazon won't show it to anyone. This is why successful publishers think, how do I make my book discoverable? While most people plan, how do I write a book? But successful publishers see Amazon KDP as a business, not as a creative outlet. And like any business, success comes from giving customers what they want, not what you think they should want. That's why successful publishers plan, how do I build a book business? As you can see, having a sales-first mindset means completely flipping the traditional publishing approach on its head. Instead of hoping your book finds readers, you find readers first and then give them exactly what they want. In a minute, I'll show you exactly how to apply this mindset in terms of tactical actionables. But first, I want to explain why this approach works. Section 3, what Amazon actually rewards. And that is because it aligns with how Amazon actually operates. You see, Amazon generates income when books sell. So their algorithm constantly tests which books people actually want. So to succeed, you need to understand exactly what Amazon rewards. Number 1, traffic and engagement in the first 72 hours. When you publish, Amazon gives you exactly 72 hours to prove your book is worth promoting. They watch 2 things: how many people visit your book page and what those people do when they get there. This means strong performance gets you more visibility, but poor performance buries your book where nobody will find it. Having a sales-first mindset means building your audience first and researching market demand. That way you guarantee traffic and engagement from day one. Number 2, next, Amazon rewards sustained sales. Amazon loves consistency. A book that sells 5 copies every day outperform a book that sells 50 copies in just one day, but then sells nothing for weeks on end. This is why if you want to be a successful publisher, you need to think in series, not single books. Knowing this, having a sales-first mindset means you plan a series around proven market demand, where each book reinforces the others so that you create sustained sales velocity. Number 3, another thing that Amazon rewards is the reader satisfaction signals. Reviews, page reads through Kindle Unlimited, and most importantly, do people who buy book 1 also buy books 2, 3, and 4? This is called read-through, and it's the difference between generating hundreds versus thousands per month. In this case, having a sales-first mindset means giving readers exactly what they're actively seeking: proven tropes, familiar formats, so they devour your entire series. Basically, we must understand what Amazon punishes so we can avoid them. These are books with 0 traffic after launch, books that people click on but don't buy, books that people buy but don't finish reading, books that exist in isolation instead of part of a series. In other words, the writing first mindset fails because when you write what you want instead of what the market wants, you get punished by every metric Amazon tracks. So what does this mean for how you actually approach the tactical aspects of your business? Section 4, how to apply the sales-first approach, the tactical breakdown. Once you understand that Amazon rewards market-focused publishers, here's exactly what you need to do. Perfect your market research, not your prose. The most beautifully written book that nobody wants earns nothing. The decent book that hits proven tropes can generate income for years. Good enough beats perfect every time when you're focused on market demand. Here's how. Go to Amazon's bestsellers in your chosen niche. Study the top 100 books. Document the tropes, covers, title patterns, and blurb structures. Those patterns become your blueprint. This research determines everything else. Use proven formulas, not unique ideas. A trope is a proven plot element that makes readers say, I need to read this. Examples are: the girl next door falls for her neighbor, down on his luck, FBI agent finally solves a decade-old murder, billionaire boss falls in love with his assistant. These are proven formulas that readers actively search for. Most ghostwriters have good writing skills, but they don't understand tropes. That's why when they publish their own books, they don't sell. Create marketing tools, not artistic covers. Your cover must look like the top bestsellers in your niche, not like what you personally think looks nice. If billionaire romance bestsellers all have men in suits on the cover, your billionaire romance better have a man in a suit. Readers need to instantly recognize what kind of book it is. Write sales copy, not book summaries. A blurb's only job is to sell the reader on why they should buy the book. It's not a book summary. It needs to create an irresistible hook that makes people think, I've got to buy that book, I've got to find out what happened. Use reader search terms, not random keywords. Your keywords aren't random phrases. They're exactly what your target readers type into Amazon's search bar. You find these by going to Amazon, typing your main trope words, and writing down what auto completes. Those suggestions become your keywords. Launch with an audience, not into a void. Every successful book needs 3 things before it launches: an email list of at least 1,500 subscribers, book clicker account for newsletter swaps, and a 30-day launch plan. Without these, you're publishing into a void. This shift in thinking changes how you do every single task in your business. But I know I just gave you a ton of information, so let's focus on where do you actually start. Here are your next steps and what to focus on first. Step 1, choose your niche based on data, not passion. Romance, especially contemporary romance, offers the fastest path to consistent income. Romance readers are voracious consumers who buy monthly, so start where the proven demand exists. Step 2, research before you write. Spend a week studying the top 100 bestsellers in your chosen niche. Document the tropes, covers, title patterns, and blurb structures. This research determines everything else. Don't skip this step. Step 3, build your lead magnet first. Create a 10,000 word free book designed to build your email list. This is your foundation. Everything else builds on top of this. You need readers before you earn income. Step 4, focus on the marketing infrastructure. Set up book funnel for your lead magnet delivery, MailerLite for email management, book clicker for newsletter swaps. Master these tools before you worry about writing software. Step 5, plan your series, not just your book. Decide on 4 recurring tropes that will appear in every book in your series. Plan at least 3 to 5 books before you write the first one. Think business, not single book. Look, Amazon KDP can potentially create real income streams, but only if you understand the game you're playing. Most people focus on the 10% that doesn't matter. But as you now understand, the 10% of books that succeed focus on the fundamentals. Understanding Amazon's discovery engine, researching market demand first, building an audience before launching, and thinking in series rather than single books. If you want to make sales, don't aim to be a better writer, aim to be a smarter publisher. And if you want to learn the complete system that my students use to build their publishing businesses, check out Fiction Profits Academy. I'll show you exactly how to research profitable niches, hire ghostwriters, create covers that convert, and launch books that Amazon promotes. Of course, results vary and income is never guaranteed. But if you're serious about treating this like a business instead of a hobby, I can teach you the step-by-step processes that turn these principles into action. Check out the link to the full training program in the description.